And I'm recording it.
Yay, recording.
Welcome, everybody, to our Facebook Live for Tuesday, March 5th.
Yep.
Hey, Amanda's on already.
You made it. Hello,
That was quick.
Did you make the chocolate pudding? Because I kind of want that now. Amanda posted just like an hour ago that she wanted the chocolate pudding from the chocolate pudding pie. And I still have not made it yet. Hey Deb, how's it going, girl? Janica. Actually, I can't remember how to say that. Do you remember how to say her name?
What?
Janikai. Janikai.
It's above my pay grade.
Okay. Hi, Carla.
So this is the part of the show where Chris shares the thing. And we're actually a little early, so.
But every time he says that, I hear, this is the part of the show where Larry sings a silly song. Because I have children and we watch
Where is my
VeggieTales.
hairbrush? Oh, where is my hairbrush?
Now you've all been
Can you guys hear us okay?
hearing all the beautiful
It looks like
music.
the meters on the
It's
thing.
going up and down. It looks like it's working.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway.
Janaki, you're here. Eventually I'll get it because I've seen your name before. I don't know why it's that hard. So, Amanda did. Just had keto chow, 1 cup of heavy cream, half a cup of water, separated into 2 servings, and wait till tomorrow to eat it.
What?
So she can dream about it again tonight for deliciousness. And I will dream about it too and still not make it because I'm too lazy. Although I could have you make it.
Yes, I'm sure you could.
That's the best way to eat keto
The
chow.
problem with that, that plan of yours is that we're leaving tomorrow
I know,
to
we're
drive
leaving.
to.
I'm trying not
Denver.
to be stressed out. I actually just had a little mini breakdown because my babies are going to their first prom. They're 17, so
And by
they're not
babies, she means
babies.
the oldest ones we have.
They're my little babies. And they're going to prom, and I'm not going to even get to do their hair or their makeup, and I'm super bummed.
Yep.
So I had a little moment. So my cheeks are a little red because I was crying, but I'm okay now because it's fine. And it'll still be fun in Denver, and they will send me lots of pictures, and their grandpa's going to go take pictures of them, and they'll be beautiful, and I got to help them pick out dresses. And don't worry, I get to help fix one of the dresses tonight because it needs
It's
some
scratchy on the
sewing
armpit.
fixes. So I will do that instead of going to bed on time, so that'll be fun.
Oh, that will be fun.
Yeah.
But don't worry, we get to drive for 8 hours, so.
Yep, it'll be okay. And they'll text me and they'll call me afterwards, and I hope that they don't die. So that'll be good. They're so cute. They're good girls, so I'm sure they'll be fine.
It's true. I'm almost done, Sherry.
Oh, okay. So let's see what else about today.
Come on. You got your nails done.
I got my nails done. You gonna zoom in?
Well, I'm gonna zoom in, but you're gonna have to hold your hands up.
Okay. Can you not see the cutest little avocado man right here? He's avocado man. And there's some little baby avocados on this hand. I'm out of screen. It's so cute. I could die. They're so cute. I decided I was gonna name him Dave.
There you go.
Dave the avocado man.
Dave the avocado man, huh?
But that's not really that important. Oh, Sarah, hi.
Right.
So yes, awesome nails because
Yep.
my nail lady is keto. She's so rad. So she was looking up avocado stuff because we talked about it last week and we're all ready to go. So Holly has avocado nails too.
Oh, she does?
And hers are cute too.
Dang,
I'll have to take a picture and post it on Instagram.
Steve and I should have gotten avocado.
You know what we could do? Shave an avocado into the back of your head.
Holly and Steve's son shaved a K into the back
for the
of
high
his
school.
head.
It looks really cute. He's so cute. So let's see. Yeah, today was really good. We got a bunch of stuff ready for our trip, and thankfully Steve loaded it all on the truck, and then we took it home.
That was good.
And we'll be leaving first thing in the morning. Take Sammy to school, and then we're out. So we're gonna go to the carnivore conference.
Yep.
And
not that I'm actually going to be eating.
I don't even think they're gonna have meat there. They're just talking about meat.
No, we paid for dinner. That's part of the thing. Yeah, you're totally getting.
Can I eat your serving?
Here, let's see. Hold on a second.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Carnivore
Who's
conference.
making delicious food?
The
That's
chef
gonna cost
there.
a fortune. Are you sure? I didn't even think there was a dinner.
So, it's $125 to $140 a ticket.
Ouch.
This is in Boulder, Colorado. It's concurrent with
That's so
the
cool.
Low Carb Denver conference that's going on.
I'm so excited. Amber O'Hearn is running it. She's
Ticket
probably
price
stressed
includes
out.
a carnivore-friendly lunch that Chris will not be eating,
I'm gonna eat your serving.
catered by Blackberry, a Boulder butcher and restaurant that specializes in seasonal, local, and Colorado-grown ingredients.
Nice.
So, Steve, Holly, and Miriam are going to get Chris's food.
Good thing he's not gonna cry about it.
I won't be
I
bitter at
cried
all.
enough for both of us today.
Well, no, it's actually funny. I'm trying to figure out all the logistics for. We're going to be driving there, so I'll need breakfast, lunch, and dinner for tomorrow, and then I'll need like a scrub brush so I can wash my blender bottles, and then make breakfast, lunch, and dinner for Thursday, and then I'll just keep on repeating this.
But we're in a house. We're not in a hotel, so it's a lot easier because you have a dishwasher and a
Yep.
sink and fridge and everything, so it's not too bad.
Yeah.
So really, you should just bring 6 blender bottles and then make 2 sets at the end of every other day. I think that's a good idea.
Well, I could just make the following days one, and just in case I get really busy, I won't be able to.
Yeah,
So.
that sounds good.
By the way, Amanda says that she thinks the chocolate pudding, I believe, will be her husband's favorite dessert when he gets home.
Oh, nice. When is he coming home?
That's a good question.
He should be here soon. And she's all done with her job. So, Amanda,
Yeah.
I don't know what you're doing, hanging out with
Taking
your kids
care of
all day,
kids.
just enjoying them.
Deb likes your nails.
Thank you.
And Amanda thinks they're so cute. You probably saw that. I'm catching up because I'm finally done
Yeah.
sharing everything.
You're a shirkin. Did you share to the
So you can.
Facebook support page?
Yes, I shared to all the
Did you
things.
share to Reddit? Do we ever get any comments
I
on
did
it?
share to Reddit. I didn't
Do
share
people
on
on Reddit even
on the
like
tweeters.
us?
Yes,
They like
people
you,
on the Reddit.
but
Well,
they maybe don't
they
like me.
you. Here, I'll share it on Twitter too.
Oh,
The
the
Twitter.
Twitter. I talked to Amy Berger today.
Really?
Yeah.
How was that? How's she doing?
Awesome. She's great.
Okay.
I'm trying to talk her into selling books at the Keto Salt Lake conference.
Well, because we're having the conference, the Keto Salt Lake conference, and the idea is that, well, one of the things is we're going to have space for the people who are speaking, if they want to sign autographs and talk to different people and sell books, because a lot of the people who speak have written books that are really
we
fantastic.
hope that they will.
And so we're hoping that they'll share
So
their
we're going to
books.
reach out to them
Mm-hmm.
and see.
Yep.
If they want to ship it to us, we'll bring it and then they can sell it.
Okay.
Hopefully. Because it's all really good information that everybody needs to hear.
Yeah.
So awesome.
Yep. Okay. So I'm officially done sharing.
Oh, Paula said yes, avocados. She suggested it last week.
Oh, did she?
Yes.
Oh, cool.
And Amanda says she's getting stuff done.
Paula won the Keto Mojo
Oh,
giveaway.
yeah, that's awesome.
We have 2 of those in our house.
We used to have 3. I don't know what happened to
No,
the
we
other
never
one.
had 3.
Yeah.
We had 2, and then you gave one away, and then we had 2, and then
I didn't
Yeah.
give one away.
yeah, you did.
I loaned it to somebody.
They're never giving it back.
Oh. Oh, I meant
It's all
to
covered
give it
in
to somebody.
blood now. Ew. Okay, so let's see. Blah, blah, blah. Deb loves Amy Berger. Amy's fantastic.
She is. She's so cute.
My first time like really meeting Amy Berger was her sitting with us at KetoCon because she recognized Miriam. Oh, you can't see my hand way down there. She recognized Miriam and wanted to sit by someone that she knew.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Don't you remember
We
that?
went on the cruise. Amy was on the cruise.
Yeah. But my first time like really meeting Amy was sitting with her in the grandstand.
That's right.
Because she liked Miriam so much.
She's so
Okay.
smart. It's awesome.
She's awesome. And she is a former Air Force person.
Oh, I could totally see her in the airport.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
She's from New York. She talks really fast.
Yep.
Christine, hi!
All right. So,
A list of things.
listo things. So we have natural strawberry on sale. for those of you who don't know.
Who anybody wants monk fruit as a sweetener, that's a baby.
And so when I was developing Keto Chow 2.1 with all the new flavors, the 10 new flavors, one of the things I looked into was doing monk fruit for the sweetener for all the existing flavors or for all of the new flavors. And it's very cost prohibitive, and some people don't really, well, there are a lot of people who like the concept of natural sweeteners, meaning erythritol, monk fruit, and stevia. And some people, they love it. They absolutely, because for whatever reason, sucralose doesn't work for them. But then there are a lot of people who, they try the natural sweeteners and they're like, oh, that's not quite as good. It has a different flavor to it. And that's one of the reasons why we use the strawberry to make the natural strawberry, because the monk fruit really lends itself well to a fruity flavor. We tried it in the chocolate.
It didn't taste very good.
It was weird, just weird. So,
well, we did notice why a lot of companies do like a mixing of the flavors, because when you have the sucralose and the monk fruit together, like really brings out the sweetness. So it's like way more sweet. So you could probably use a lot less by combining the two sweeteners together. So we just don't want to do that. So that's okay.
Yep. But so anyway, so we do have the monk fruit in the natural strawberry, and that's what's on sale this week. So if you like the concept of Keto Chow, but you don't like sucralose, then the natural strawberry is for you. Now, Sarah wanted to know about any thoughts of trying allulose.
We haven't tried allulose. We've heard that it's good, and we've talked to other people who've used it. And I think we had some ice cream with allulose one time.
Well, yeah.
Carl Franklin, I think, used it.
Well, I think allulose is fantastic.
Yeah, it's just
there's a couple of issues with it.
Not generally recognized, I
No,
guess.
well, it's not generally recognized as safe. GRAS, that's an important thing. It's just because it's so new. No food manufacturer stuck their neck out to say, we believe this is safe. You should believe us.
Yeah.
And then the FDA says, okay.
I'll believe you.
Whereas erythritol, for a lot of things, is generally recognized as safe. It's an important distinction. When something is GRAS, G-R-A-S, it means that you can use it in whatever quantity you want in food. And oddly enough, sugar is GRAS. And it's very contentious that it is generally recognized as safe.
What is GRAS?
Generally recognized as safe. Sugar is.
Oh, sorry.
And if that certification gets revoked, it'll be really interesting. I'm not sure if that's ever going to happen because the sugar industry will fight it tooth and nail. But, so allulose, it's not...
There's a lot of people in the sugar industry.
Yeah, there are. Anyway, so it's not generally recognized as safe, so it would be difficult to use, but that's not the reason we're not using it. The main reason we're not using allulose is the same reason we're not using erythritol. And that is...
Expensive.
No, it's not expensive. It's actually a lot cheaper than monk fruit.
We haven't even tested it, though.
I have.
I haven't.
Yes, you have. Icon Foods, who's going to be at FitCon, by the way.
Yeah.
They make a mixture. They do a erythritol with stevia with monk fruit, erythritol with monk fruit. They do a bunch of different things. The problem is the mass, the size, the weight.
Right. I remember.
So if you take Keto Chow and you add enough erythritol, or erythritol with stevia, or erythritol with stevia with monk fruit, in order to give it the right flavor and the right sweetness, it effectively doubles the mass. So it goes from about 50, 45, something like that, grams per serving, up to it's around 90 grams per serving. So a bag, the same size bag of Keto Chow, instead of having 21 servings, would have like, it ends up being like 16 or 17.
Yeah, it's
same amount of shipping, probably the same cost, but half the stuff. So we have to use something that is very, very a super sweet sweetener, like monk fruit, or like stevia, or like sucralose. Sucralose has given us the best flavor. In fact, that's one of the things on here is today I published the results of the Keto Chow taste test that we did, the blind taste test.
Yeah. We should put a link.
I could probably find one. But one thing that is really interesting that I'm looking forward to is there is a company, you're shaking the thing.
Oh, sorry.
There's a company that is producing, I think it's Reb B steviol. It's the stuff that makes stevia sweet. And the problem with stevia is it's very difficult to get a clean extract of the sweet part of stevia without the bitter part of stevia. And so this company they took the genes that make stevia leaves make stevia, the sweet part, and they put it into, I think it's yeast. And this is the same way that they produce a lot of stuff nowadays. And so you basically put corn syrup in, the yeast turns that into a very, very concentrated, absolutely pure form of Reb B stevia.
But if they put corn syrup in?
It's gone. It's completely gone by the time. It's what the yeast does.
Yeast eats it all?
Yeah.
And becomes yeasty?
Yeah. Well, yeah. So anyway, the takeaway is there's a company that has come up with a way to manufacture absolutely pure stevia. I've been asking them for about 4 months for a sample. We'll see if anything becomes of it. But
let's tag them in this post. I'm sure they'll want to watch it.
Yeah, I'm sure they will. Anyway, it's really interesting being a food manufacturer. And every once in a while, I'm actually taken seriously.
Yeah. It's kind of a pain, honestly.
Yeah. Okay. Today is day 63 of my 100 days of Keto Chow. So 63 days ago on 64 days ago on January 1st, we went out to dinner with our family. We went to Lone Star Steakhouse. I got a big giant steak. It was a ribeye. It was really good.
That was the last thing you ate.
That was the last solid food
Sad.
that I ate. I consumed for nutrition. How about that? Since then, I've been eating just Keto Chow. I've been chewing sugar-free gum. I test myself quite a lot, and I don't have a problem with diet soda. In case anybody wants to know, I did quite a post where I went on a bit of a tirade about the keto police getting all uppity about me drinking.
I think you did like 3 posts like that.
Yeah, maybe. About me drinking Coke Zero.
Called Jimmy Rants. I mean Chris Rants.
Yeah, yeah. Anyhow, so yeah, that's all I've been eating for the last long time. Is that the last thing you're going to eat after? Oh, the first thing that I'm planning on eating when I get done. So that's going to be iffy because I finish.
We'll be at FitCon.
I finish my let's see. My experiment is over on April 11th. That's the day before FitCon. I get my blood test the morning of April 12th, which is the same day FitCon happens. FitCon doesn't start until 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
Oh, that's so late.
Yeah, well, it runs until 10 p.m.
Is it Thursday, Friday?
It's Friday and Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to eat something for lunch, and I'm not sure what it is, but it's probably... I'm probably going to eat a steak.
Hi, friend that I can't say your name.
So, anyway.
Hi, Jen.
But I'm not too hung up on the whole what am I going to eat afterwards, because right now I'm still doing just Keto Chow. Right now I'm in the middle of,
Hi, Emily.
I'm in the beginning of doing Keto Chow with just avocado oil, which is what Emily and Johnny do.
Also, I am doing avocado oil.
Yeah. And it's interesting. The first the first day and a half, maybe 2 days of doing just avocado oil in my Keto Chow, I mean, it doesn't taste the same as heavy cream. And so when I go to drink them, I'm not anxiously like salivating, oh yeah, it's time for my keto chow. Whoa, yeah! It's kind of like, yeah, that's right. And then I start to drink, and I'm like, oh yeah, it's actually
good.
it's actually pretty good. Well, and today I had the chocolate toffee.
That's good.
It's really good.
It's like a richer taste with the oil, I think.
It's
like creamier taste with the cream.
Yeah.
And I think the flavor comes through a little bit more with the oil.
Oh, a lot more. And it's.
So then the mint, which have you had the mint yet?
Yeah, I had the mint for dinner today.
Oh, you had the mint for breakfast.
And you
I
heated
it up for you.
She sure did.
Because I'm very
in
nice.
a mug. She's like, "Oh, can I
with
get
a
you?"
straw.
Yeah. She heated it up, and that's what I drank while we were talking to marketing people.
Yeah, marketing people.
So anyway.
Emily, you missed it. I got my nails done.
Oh yeah.
I had a little avocado. I named him Dave.
His little hands.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So cute.
So yeah, 60. I'm on day 63. It's going to be really interesting the next several days because I'm going to be on a trip at the Low Carb Denver conference. So, and tomorrow we're going to be driving, and it'll be interesting. But I did.
It'll be good.
Yeah.
You'll be amazing. It's actually, I don't know. I think it's good for you because anytime we go on a trip, the eating is always weird because you're never somewhere where you can eat. You always feel like, well, I have to eat, but I don't have to eat. Honestly, it'd be better if we just fasted the whole time because we feel so much better because you always eat like different food and then you get home and you're like, oh, I feel like crap the whole time. Yeah. Because even if you eat good food, it's not the same as what you're used to eating until your body's like,
unless you go to Texas, in which case you should.
And yeah, then you just eat barbecue beef the whole time, and it's just good.
I don't even know why we do anything else when we're in Texas.
I'm pretty sure we need Texas to come to our house.
Well, we're going to Texas. Anyway.
Not soon enough.
That's true. Okay, next question. A question came up today about where to find the recipes on the Keto Chow site. Now, we're not talking about like how to mix Keto Chow. We're talking about how to make Amanda's amazing biscuits, or how to make just this last Sunday.
You gotta make biscuits and gravy.
Yeah, I'm gonna make that for the Keto Meetup. If you're coming to the Keto Meetup, the third Saturday of March in Salt Lake City, I am gonna make biscuits and gravy. But anyway, Taffany, we posted her.
I'm gonna eat biscuits.
I'm sure you are. Taffany, we posted her recipe for mocha tiramisu mousse or something like that.
Oh yeah. And
so, how do you find that? If you go, so there's a couple ways you can get. If you go to ketochow.xyz, the main page, there's a resources menu. And it's like the second or third thing down is recipes. No, it's the first thing down. Recipes, and it has an exclamation mark.
Menu.
Yeah. Or you can go to the Getting Started. It's the first menu.
Not tab. If you said that, you wouldn't know what you were talking about.
It's first menu, and it's under the How to Prepare Keto Chow. There's recipes and flavor hacks. So, yeah. And Brandon says, Chris is good at travel and eating keto chow. Yes, I am.
Oh, yeah. He's good at that. We've done it lots of times.
many times.
Nothing new. Yep. Just got to get a bottle brush and some soap. That's all you need.
Bottle brush. So, and I actually posted a page earlier this summer about, if you search for keto chow camping is the best way to find it. It's tips for doing keto chow while camping or traveling or stuff like that, or hiking. Anyway, my suggestion is get a bottle of avocado oil, get a bottle brush, some soap in a little container, and a bag of keto chow. And all you need is water.
A sink.
And a sink. Actually, you don't even need a sink, because I did this up at Scout Camp with our 12-year-old son. He went to Boy Scout Camp for a week, and I was up there for 2 or 3 days. And they wanted, I've told this story before, but they wanted like $5 a meal
for crap.
Yeah. Like
sad diet.
Mac and cheese. Spaghetti. And I was like,
Hey, Ben posted camping, hiking, traveling.
Hey, there you go. Nice.
Thanks Ben.
So, yeah, you just wash out the bottle, leave it open, and then repeat. And in this case, you're using avocado oil, which is what I'm going to be doing. So it doesn't need to be refrigerated until you mix it, but you're drinking it like right after you mix it. So it works really well.
Yeah, you only need to refrigerate it if you're going to drink it the next day or something.
Yeah.
Which, if we have a refrigerator, we usually will make it like the night before, depending on where we're going. Like when we were in Disneyland, I think we made some the night before and stuck them in the fridge and then just dumped them in a hydro flask, put them in the backpack in the morning. So that worked out. It does take up a little bit of space on the sink, though, which is kind of annoying.
Yeah.
You might want to bring a dish drainer or something.
In my case, I was sticking it on top of a log.
Yeah.
Just with the lid open. Hopefully no bugs flew into it.
Yeah. Well, and when we were at Disneyland, we have so many kids, so you have to get 2 hotel rooms.
Yeah.
So then you have 2 bathrooms, and then you have 2 sinks and 2 countertops. So depending on how much toothpaste brush, all that stuff takes up.
I think I put mine on the TV, but...
Yeah. It works out. It's better than eating yucky food, so...
Now, speaking of keto while traveling, and in this case, keto chow while traveling, Carrie, I think it was today, a lady named Carrie, posted on the Keto Chow Facebook support group, how do you do keto chow on a cruise?
Oh, we're totally going to do that.
I'm not going to do keto chow on a cruise.
Why not?
Because
you can eat food?
I'm going to be eating food at the time.
We can do that if we want to, though.
If you want to or need to do keto chow on a cruise,
avocado oil.
Yeah, just follow this. It's the same stuff, the hiking thing that Ben was so kind as to post in the notes. It works out really well if you are going to be going somewhere that you can't eat stuff and whatnot. But that said, if you're going on a cruise, it's very easy to eat keto on the cruise.
Yeah, just
Insanely
don't eat anything
easy.
not keto. They have cheese and meat and shrimp and bring some sugar-free ketchup.
Okay, so last time we went on a cruise together, I brought a little thing of sugar-free ketchup and a little thing of horseradish.
Every time we go to a fancy dinner, he'd be like pulling his horseradish out of his pocket and his ketchup.
And we mix it together, and nobody cared.
It was great.
But now, when Miriam went on the low-carb cruise last year without me, not that I'm still bitter.
No, you're not.
Because somebody had to take care of the kids, and it was me.
You mean somebody had to go on the cruise? I mean,
That's
I
right.
had to go. Because
Anyway,
I had to see Jimmy.
one of the things that she discovered was they have an omelet bar or something like that?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was awesome. Every day they would do an omelet bar during breakfast, and then you could just go say, I want shelled eggs. I want it with real butter, not the whatever oil that you use.
Margarine junk.
Yeah, and they would do it. They would do it. In fact, it was so awesome because we had so many low-carb cruisers. We just go up to it, and it's funny because, sometimes people aren't so brave, but we just went up and we're like, I want real butter, and then like 5 people after us, yep, I want real butter, real butter,
I want bacon.
real butter with real butter, and yes, all of the meat,
Half a
meat
pound of
that
cheese.
you have, and this extra cheese, also some cheese on top.
Yeah.
And so we would get that like every day is all we got, for breakfast because it was satisfying and it was with the shelled eggs. It wasn't the egg mix that they would make the.
Oh yeah, with pancake flour or whatever.
Yeah, that they make the scrambled eggs out of. But they do have scrambled eggs, and really that works okay if you don't have anything else. But
Yep.
yeah, the omelet bar was the best.
Well, and you can always go to where they have the hamburgers.
And just get a hamburger without a bun.
And a couple times when we were on the cruise this last time with our kids, there was like a big giant plate of bacon one day, and then Miriam, she was with a bunch of the ladies, and they went to the all you can eat pizza place.
Yeah. And we just ate all the toppings.
And made a giant pile of
pizza
of
crust.
pizza crust.
So we'll have to do that again on this low carb cruise.
Yeah, we will.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
So, in case you are interested, there is a low carb cruise.
We can put a link.
Yeah, we're gonna be going.
Yeah, you should join us because there's still some space, I think.
Maybe.
I think there is. It is, when is it, May 31st?
It's right at the end
It's
of
going
May.
from New Jersey to...
It starts from New Jersey
the
and goes to
Bahamas.
the Bahamas. It's really funny. It takes one day, which I didn't think was possible, to go from New Jersey down to Florida. Which I'm like, wow, that's fast.
Yeah, it's fun though.
Anyway, so we're gonna go on that. We're actually gonna bring all our
bring our
kids.
children, so we may not be as not low carb. We may not be hanging out with as many low carb people as we would like to because we need to be with them.
Yes,
But we love them, so it works out.
anyhow, so and Sarah said that Carrie is only planning on doing one keto chow a day. So
It's still a good idea.
okay. Another lady had a question about, so on the back of the sample packs, it has instructions on how to mix them. And she wanted to know if you can only use that amount of heavy cream or avocado oil.
I was reading, not listening.
Oh, sorry. I like to let you answer
I
something.
know, I kind of wondered if I should just read the next one so that I could answer.
Oh, sure.
That's why I was reading.
Oh, okay. So the answer is please, okay, if you are just wanting to try keto chow and see what it tastes like, then you can just use the information from the back of the packet. That's fine. Or you can go on the website and use the calorie calculator. Or based on some feedback that we got from a Reddit thread,
Also, everybody.
there is now a postcard that
It's a
comes in
little
the
cheat
orders.
sheet.
It's a cheat sheet. It
I
says,
decided we should make it.
if you want this many calories a day,
It's right here.
use this much heavy cream.
So
Or
do we have that linked to on the page? Like,
it is on the How to Prepare Keto Chow page.
Let's link that right now.
Okay. let's-
Okay. Anyway, it's cute because it has a little blender bottle on it. But it has a little cheat sheet, and so it has it for regular keto chow, for heavy cream, for avocado oil, for both, like half and half of.
Yeah.
Not half and half. Half and half.
Half
heavy
of
cream,
one and half of the
avocado
other.
oil. And
Very
then it does
important
have,
distinction.
on the bottom, it does have for peanut butter because peanut butter is different.
Yeah,
because
the
of the
chocolate
flour.
peanut butter flavor.
Yeah.
Now,
So, yeah.
someone's going to ask, can you just use peanut butter keto chow? You can. It has really high
Yeah.
carbohydrates.
If you want to.
But I do know someone who used peanut butter and water and mixed that with keto chow, and they
And it
loved
probably was
it.
delicious.
It might have actually been John
I could
Rockets.
just have a spoonful of peanut butter and be happy.
Just a spoonful of peanut butter makes the keto chow go down. The keto chow go.
This is apparently the singing video.
It is. It is.
Oh, three
Christine.
people left because we were singing. How sad.
That's funny. Christine got the postcard. She thinks it's a great idea.
Oh, yay, Christine.
Okay, so what's the next thing?
Okay, we're in Arkansas. Can you buy keto chow? Or is that the next thing?
Well, we'll do that one.
Okay.
Somebody asked.
You can buy it at ketochow.xyz
Yes.
because we only sell it in our store and on Amazon.
Yep. We sell it on the internets. We sell it at our store in
South Jordan, Utah.
And there are just a few locations that sell it. There's one place in California that one customer asked this health food store, why don't you guys carry this? And so every once in a while they'll order some.
Probably for that one customer.
Yeah, pretty much. But
It's for sale in Puerto Rico.
did we ship some in Puerto?
Yeah.
Oh, there is a keto store in Puerto Rico that sells keto chow.
What's our guy's name?
Dang, it's been too long. I don't remember his name. I'm sorry.
We're going to figure it out.
Yeah, but he's very nice.
He's super nice.
Okay, so the next question.
And at Ogden Medical Clinic.
Yes, in the Ogden Medical Clinic. By the way, I forwarded an email to you
From
her.
Ogden?
Yes.
Yeah, I
she
even
said,
wrote her back.
oh, good. Okay, next question is, what is HWC and MCT?
Oh, HWC is heavy whipping cream, and MCT is mono-chain triglycerides.
Medium.
Mono.
It's medium chain triglycerides.
Medium chain triglycerides.
Okay, so it's
So-
coconut oil that's been refined so that it's only the shorter, well, medium chains instead of the longer. It's 8 through 10 chain carbon atoms in a chain. So, and you'll see that, and this came up because I can't remember who it was. It might have been Janikai.
Janikai. I've done
Yeah.
peanut butter, heavy cream, and
Yeah.
vanilla keto chow.
It might have been her or someone else that said that they were going to be mixing heavy cream, well, HWC, MCT, along with keto chow and some whatchamacallit, cream cheese. And
That sounds
it's like the next
good.
day someone's like, what's HWC and MCT and why would you use them? And so HWC, heavy whipping cream. It's a really good source of fat. MCT is MCT oil. MCT oil is cool stuff because it makes your body produce more ketones. It does not make you lose weight faster. It is cool to, if you're going to be having fat in what you're eating, it's cool to replace some of that with MCT oil just because your ketones will be higher. But you have to be careful because too much MCT will cause, the official terminology is disaster pants.
I think he just likes to say that.
I do like to say that. The most you
like
ever want to
the
use
total
is like
coming out.
a tablespoon of MCT ever in a keto chow, because 3 tablespoons is like the upper tolerable limit. If you do more than that, it's bad. But if you're first starting off, I do not recommend using MCT oil. Just use either avocado oil or heavy whipping cream in your keto chow. That's it. Okay. MCT is like next step if you want to, if you need bursts of energy because, yes, the runs, because you need more energy because you're doing workouts. It's a lot better to use MCT oil than exogenous ketones, although they kind of serve the same purpose. So that's MCT oil. And Brandon says you should never trust a fart, apparently.
That's even another gross thing to
Now,
say.
here's a question. Ryan wanted to know about powdered MCT, and that actually comes up later on.
Powdered cream.
Yeah. Oh, that's the next one.
Yeah.
Powdered cream. Does it work for keto and for keto chow? And by that extension, well, let's talk about powdered MCT oil. You want to talk about it?
Sure.
Yep.
It can work. But a lot of times you don't know what it is dried with. So when they dry oils, they have to add stuff to it. It's not taking stuff away. And so sometimes oils are dried with dextrose and maltodextrin, which are both sugars.
Yeah, one's sugar and one is starch.
The other thing is it's usually a small enough amount that they don't have to mark it on the label. And so you're eating hidden carbs. Also, the mass is more because they're adding.
Takes up more space.
They're adding to it,
Yeah.
and so then you really are like, I mean, compared to like MCT oil or a powdered oil, you're eating just a lot more stuff that you don't need to eat. But I think it has its applications.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you're hiking or if you're going on a cruise, if you really wanted to, you could use powdered heavy cream. But I think it's difficult to find something that you know is dried on acacia gum or something that's not going to be.
Yeah. Because there's really only 2 legitimate ways to powder an oil for a ketogenic diet. And that's either using acacia gum, which is what we use in keto chow, by the way, or sodium caseinate, also known as casein protein powder. Everything else, I mean, there's soluble corn fiber, which could be legit keto, or it
well,
could.
a lot of people are doing that
Very
in
difficult.
keto products now, so I
Yeah.
think you probably have to test your blood and see how you do with it, and see how you feel with it. So I'm sure,
Yeah, and Ryan brings up an interesting point. The Quest, they have a powdered MCT oil and a powdered coconut oil. And I tested them out, and for me, it worked out just fine. And it's a lot nicer on your tummy compared to just straight up MCT oil. Some people who don't tolerate MCT oil for whatever reason are okay
with the powder.
with the powder. But it does cost more. And if you can, just regular MCT oil may be a better idea. But of course, that's up to you.
Yeah.
Well,
and just finding out you want to try to do the best for your body. You want to understand what all the ingredients are. And I was at a trade show, at KetoCon, I think, and I asked every manufacturer that was there that had a powdered MCT oil in their product.
Yeah.
I said, what is this dried on? And they had no idea what I was
most
even
of them
talking about. And the only reason why I even knew that it was dried on something was because we had looked into it to add it to Keto Chow and decided we would rather not do that.
Yeah, and that's one of the later on questions. Why is there no MCT oil in Keto Chow? Someone's like, they were pretty upset because this is a keto product.
Everything has MCT oil in it now.
There's no MCT oil in it. Why? How can it be keto? It's like,
MCT doesn't make keto.
it doesn't. And neither do exogenous ketones.
And neither do shakes. Keto can survive all by itself.
Yep. So we deliberately do not have very much fat in Keto Chow. And that's so that you are able to decide what kind of fat you want and how much fat you want. If we add fat to Keto Chow, if we add some powdered MCT oil, that limits its usefulness to a lot of people. Because even with powdered MCT oil, Ryan says it works better for him. There are some people that it doesn't work for still.
Yeah.
On top of that, so right now, I'm doing my 100 days of Keto Chow. And when I consume MCT oil, even a little bit of it, it jacks up my lipid system. It totally, it throws my triglycerides and my HDL and everything else just out of whack. That can be fine, but if I'm trying to get clean data, if we put MCT oil in Keto Chow, I could not use it for this test. So that's another reason we don't do it.
It's just kind of fun to be able to play with things.
Yep. So, plus, if we put MCT oil in Keto Chow, it would increase the price.
Yeah.
So,
well, Ryan also said Quest Nutrition does say soluble corn fiber and sodium caseinate on the ingredients. So that's probably what it's dried on.
Yeah, and I looked into the soluble corn fiber that's used for Quest, and it's legit. There's different types of soluble corn fiber. That's a really broad thing. So there's some things that are soluble corn fiber that are just fine. It's literally fiber. There's other soluble corn fiber which is essentially it's used as a sweetener because they can get away with just calling it soluble corn fiber. So you do have to be kind of careful and look into it. But anyway, powdered cream. So this came up on the Keto Chow Facebook support group. Somebody had no idea that there was such a thing, and they got really excited. I did the exact same thing several years ago. I got super excited.
Got really excited.
First, there was Hoosier Hills Farm, and I bought it right away because the photos that were on Amazon sucked, and I couldn't see the nutrition information, so I just bought it. And I got it, and I looked at the nutrition, and the math didn't add up. There's a post, if you search for Keto Chow powdered cream, you'll find two posts. One of them is the first one when I looked at the Hoosier Hills Farm. I ended up returning it, and Amazon gave me my money back.
Which is what's so cool about Amazon.
And which sucks about Amazon.
Which sucks for us.
So the math doesn't add up, and if you look at it, the number one ingredient isn't powdered heavy cream.
It's powdered sweet cream.
Powdered sweet cream. Interesting.
Which is not the same as heavy cream.
And so a couple of years later, Anthony's, which we buy their erythritol.
We love Anthony's.
Oh yeah.
We buy a ton of their stuff.
We have all sorts of stuff. We have their coconut flour and their erythritol.
We even have their almond flour, I think.
Yeah. Anyway, so they have a powdered, they call it powdered heavy cream. And according to the label, it looks pretty good. I actually contacted the manufacturer and I said, hey, the label's a little bit spotty on the information that it has. Can I get some more detailed information? Can I get the nutrition values per 100 grams? Because the nutrition values that are on there are how much it is per tablespoon, which ends up being less than a gram of total carbs, so they can mark it legally as having 0 grams of carbohydrates. When it really gets down to it, I think it's 0.41 grams per tablespoon, which has less fat in it than the same amount of heavy cream of non-powdered. And so it ends up being that, and it's all in the post, Keto Chow cream, you'll find it. If you were to do all 3 meals a day using heavy cream as a fat source, and you wanted, I think it was 16 or 1800 calories, you would be at, I think it was 32 grams of net carbs.
Oh yeah, and that's too high, I think.
for some people. Now,
Yeah.
we've got some friends, we're doing a giveaway with them pretty soon, that do backpacking. And they use Keto Chow with powdered heavy cream and love it. And that's because they're backpacking. Your
Well, it totally makes sense.
yeah, your carb requirements when you're doing heavy
Next Mile Meals.
Next My Meals, that's right.
That's their names.
So when you're doing like lots of working out and hiking, the amount of carbohydrates you can
That's
use,
probably a lot.
yeah, it's a lot higher. So it depends on the
I'm
application.
thinking about our kids, like they can have a lot more carbs than we have, and they're still fine. But I just want them to be able to learn how to take care of themselves so that they don't crash when they're old.
Amanda really likes
Anthony's.
well, no, she really likes that there's no fat in the Keto Chow.
Yeah.
So that when she does her low fat, moderate carb, she can still use it. So, okay, let's see. Oh yes, Amanda likes Anthony's. Sorry, I'm finally catching up on the comments. Do you think Quest powdered MCT could stop or slow ketosis? Okay.
It just depends on what else you eat, probably.
Yeah. Now, when I tested it, now are we talking about ketosis, the act of burning ketones, or are we talking about ketogenesis?
The act of making ketones.
Making. So, in my experience, it will not stop either of them, but your mileage may vary. Again, it comes back to the Chris can use Coke Zero, and my ketones stay high, my glucose stays low, and that's the way you gigolo. Wait, no. Wiggle-o.
That's not real.
It's wiggle-o. It's a
word.
Yeah, wiggle-o. I know, gigolo is something different. Sorry. Anyway. So
12-year-old.
it was actually a cheer that they would do in high school football games.
13-year-old?
Put your hands up high and your feet down low, and that's the way you wiggle-o.
I wasn't part of the cheerleaders.
No, you were playing the clarinet in the band.
I would stay away from the cheerleaders.
I was not in the cheerleaders either. Although I did drop the head of the cheerleading team during a dance practice.
Yeah.
When we were doing Trolley Song for the musical
because
review.
Girls that look light aren't as light as they seem.
She was built like a tank. She was
I'm built like a tank.
Holy cow. She was like incredibly muscular. It was weird. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Back to where we are. Okay. Oh, somebody had a question about counting fiber. And this actually goes back to the powdered MCT. So if you... My nose itches. Hold on. Okay. On the...
I think it's so cute.
The
when he
keto
scratches his nose.
subreddit, frequently asked questions, there's a big thing about subtracting fiber and net carbohydrates. And somebody wanted to know, is there such thing as negative carbs? If you have a whole bunch of fiber in something, will it lower the amount of net carbs? And the illustration they use is you can't add fiber to ice cream to make it low carb, because you can't.
Oh, yeah, I see.
So if you're
You have to make it low carb to start.
yeah, it has to be low carb to start. So if you have, let's say you had, I don't know, a steak, and you put a leaf of lettuce on it, and that's exactly 1 gram of carbohydrates, of total carbs, but it's also just 1 gram of fiber. Those are going to net out. One will cancel out the other, so it's not a big deal. But if you put a piece of candy on there along with it, it doesn't work out. So depending on the fiber that is used to dry MCT oil, yes, you can net it out. That kind of goes back to your bio-individuality and whether or not it works for you or not. But real fiber, yes, you can take out. Soluble corn fiber, sometimes you can't, sometimes you can. The Quest stuff, yeah, that stuff's legit. It's fine. Move on. But some other stuff, there are some keto-like candy bar things that use some forms of soluble corn fiber as a sweetener that absolutely will spike your blood sugar. Now Miriam's going to talk about our neighbor.
Our neighbor.
Who...
Type 1.
Yes.
So anyway, it's been really fun to be able to do keto with her because I kind of have my eyes opened because I can tolerate a lot more carbohydrates than she can. So even though I'm trying to stay with my 20, I'm thinking, oh, I want this low carb tortilla, and she doesn't even want to look at it because it's 5 carbs, and that's how many, amounts.
That's
of
5
insulin.
net carbs.
Yeah, net carbs. So, so it's been cool because just hanging out with her, I'm realizing that I need to just take down a lot more because I think. Honestly, like the difference between having a low carb tortilla and the meat by itself, the meat is just as good by itself. So do I need the tortilla? So I'm kind of thinking about doing total carb for a little while, or doing maybe a total carb experiment just to see. And just cut out some of that stuff that's not necessary. So speaking of not necessary things, there were just 2 questions a minute ago. Ryan said, "What about Atkins bars?" Atkins bars, I would say, are a no. Because they have maltodextrin in them. And
Maltitol.
Maltitol.
Yeah, well, they sometimes have both, but it's mostly the maltitol.
When we first started, we thought they were fine, and like my kids probably could eat them and they'd be fine. But like thinking about Lindsay, it's gonna spike her blood sugar. It acts just like sugar. Maltitol does.
It's just slower.
So anything that has maltitol in it, I would not eat that.
Yep. So Well,
and like the Russell Stouffer's came out with the stevia sweetened Russell Stouffer's. It has stevia and maltitol.
Yeah.
So,
a little bit of stevia.
So it sounds like it's keto, but it's
not.
Not as keto.
Now, on the other hand, Amanda was talking about, and Emily wanted to know about the Slim Fast
bars.
And Amanda linked to it.
Yeah.
So
the Slim Fast bars are not good.
Yeah, the Slim Fast bars. The Slim Fast Fat Bombs.
That's the
peanut
only
butter
Slim
cup.
Fast keto product that they have that's good.
So I went to Walmart yesterday, and I had to get a bunch of stuff, and I was walking over by the health food section, and I thought, I wonder if they have any of the Slim Fast stuff, because in the past, all the
fat bombs.
Only the fat bombs. That's the only thing that ever sells, and it's the only thing that's ever gone. And I think Slim Fast might have.
It might be slowing me down.
Yeah, it might be. I think that Slim Fast finally figured it out because there was a giant display. There were like some ladies standing right in front of it. I'm like, I have to wait for them to move because I don't want to go over there and say, "Excuse me, yoink," and take them
good
all.
Stuff.
Yeah, there was like 50 of the Slim Fast.
Really?
Fat
Because
bombs.
they're selling.
They're selling.
Because people realize that they're good, and all the other Slim Fast stuff is not. And it's sad.
As much as I hate to patronize Slim Fast, but it's a good product.
Yeah. In fact, we posted last week, Rebel Creamery. We went to our local Harmon's grocery store, and we went to the ice cream section to get Rebel Creamery, and expecting it to be empty. Like usually I take a ton of them. It had, I don't know, maybe 15 left.
No, there wasn't even 15. There was like
there was
a whole bunch of mocha.
And mocha, yeah.
And a whole bunch of vanilla and like 2 of the pecan. Of the butter
so
pecan.
we took, there was 1 strawberry, because I took the strawberry and the 2 pecans and a couple of chocolates, and then when we got to the end of the aisle and turned, there was an entire end cap full of Rebel Creamery.
Giant case.
So I took a picture of it, and I'm like, oh, so wonderful. So then we got a lot more and stuck it in our freezer, and it's probably almost gone already.
Well, the kids keep on eating them.
Well, I'd rather have them eat that than other things, so
Yeah,
it's okay.
that's true.
I also keep eating.
Jen said you should eat some of those folios. Miriam did.
Yeah, I got some. Tonight I had some.
Yep.
We put, Chris made eggs and
eggs.
Bacon and eggs and cheese.
And
I put sour cream on a
And
folio and wrapped it up and ate it with a fork. I should have heated it up so the cheese would melt.
No, it was still pretty hot. It was.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
That's what I had for dinner.
And one of our daughters went out to see if there were eggs in the chicken coop, and she came back with like 12. Apparently,
I don't think anybody picked up any eggs.
It's been like 2 or 3 days. Fortunately, it's nice and cold out there, and chicken eggs that haven't been washed,
they have a
keep for a
film
long
on
time.
them, like a layer of protection stuff.
So
Yeah, they're pretty cool.
Yeah, they actually don't need refrigeration for a while.
Okay, what else do we have?
Amanda says I can't buy Rebel anymore because I can eat a whole pint.
I know, you gotta just dish it out into a bowl and put it away.
Split it with the kids. Okay, I'd like you all to know that Dan is breaking the rules because he's mixing chocolate and strawberry together.
Silly Dan.
He's like, does anybody else do that? And everyone's like, what? You can do that? It's like, yeah, you can do that.
Yeah, we do it sometimes.
So you can make, I've mixed chocolate and banana. I've mixed a whole bunch of different flavors together. Yeah, you can totally do that. Emily wishes they had Rebel Creamery ice cream near her. Okay, number one, they do ship.
You can buy it online.
Number two, when I checked like a month ago, there were like 2 different grocery store chains that were carrying it. Now there's like 10. So go to Rebel Ice Cream's website and look on the where can you buy it, and they're really getting a lot more places that are selling it. You'd be surprised. So anyway, Chad, he had an issue with my nose itches again. He had an issue with the ketos and cream, cookies and cream keto chow. He thought it smelled really bad, and he's like, I think this might be bad. And so we were really worried because our friend Christy Davis also got one that she thought it was her
heavy cream was bad.
Her heavy cream was bad. Anyway, he ended up mixing it up and tasting it, and he said, "Oh, it tastes just fine." So there's something about the smell.
Maybe he was having a bad smell at that.
Well, it's not just him. We've had other people that have not liked the smell of the cookies and cream when they open up the bag and then mix it up and it tastes just fine. I think there's something about the smell that kind of throws people off. And I think it's the smell of the unmixed along with the vitamins. But
maybe.
So if you do get cookies and cream and you think it's bad, taste it. See if it might be just fine.
And if there's ever any problems, we would be happy to make you happy. We want to fix anything that's wrong. So if you ever have a question, please contact us and we will fix it.
Yep.
We'll test product bags. You can send it back to us. And yeah.
Okay. Oh, we should have talked about this earlier. It's at the bottom of the page. Dang it. We're doing a giveaway. Another collaborative giveaway on March 9th. What day is that?
In a couple
days. That is starts on Saturday?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, we're doing a giveaway starting on Saturday.
Fat bombs, erythritol, okay.
Yep.
That is correct, Ryan. Okay is good. Yeah. Erythritol is good.
Erythritol is okay. And Emily is making keto chow while watching a keto chow live session. That is super meta. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody out there have experience making cookbooks? Like actually writing an ebook? If you do, let us know, okay? That'd be good. Last thing that we have on here, this comes up a bit. What fat should you use? And part of this was prompted by someone who said that their doctor was recommending that they limit the amount of fat that they have on a
because of the
ketogenic
gallbladder?
diet. No, that's the funny thing about gallbladders. So gallbladders are, they store up bile so that when you haven't had a fatty meal in a while and then you have a fatty meal, there's enough stuff to go around. But if you're constantly eating fatty foods, it's not an issue. There's lots of people. Ken Berry tackles this question a lot better than I ever will. Can you do keto without a gallbladder? And yes, you can. The problem that people have with not having a gallbladder is if they have a low-fat diet and then have something with fat in it. Okay. But if you...
Well, so if you're going to start and you don't have a gallbladder, then would you just...
You might want to ease into it.
Ease into it? Yeah. Okay.
Well, or just deal with the fact that you're going to be going to the bathroom a lot.
But if you have like a gallbladder attack and then you're in the hospital, like that's not good.
No, so from my understanding, of course, this is based on what Ken Berry said. If you don't have a gallbladder, or rather, sorry, when you go on a low-fat diet, you're never using the bile that's being stored in the gallbladder, and so that's when you start to get gallstones. That's when you start to have the problems, and it builds up, and it's never used, and it's awful. But if you're using it frequently, like you're supposed to, then that's not so much an issue. So, but was more, the lady's cardiologist was like, you should limit the amount of fat you're eating because it's what we all believe, or something. And this comes back to Dr. Brett Scher, who will be coming to the Keto Salt Lake Conference. Yay!
Hello, legs.
Hello. He actually wrote an opinion. There you are, up there. See the camera?
This is when my baby's going to prom.
For the first time ever.
For the first time.
On Mars.
For the first time anyone's ever asked me on a date ever.
So, Sarah says if you don't have a gallbladder, take digestive enzymes and probiotics if you plan to do keto.
Hey, there we
That's a
go.
good idea.
Thanks, sir.
So anyway, Dr. Brett Scher wrote a really good opinion piece about, he recommends, as a cardiologist, he recommends for heart health eating steaks. He's like, and people are going to freak out about that. Anyway, so the kind of fat that I recommend on a ketogenic diet, or any diet for that matter, is exactly the opposite of what the American Heart Association and just about every other mainstream nutrition advice you'll ever get is.
Hey, Sarah's an RN.
Nice. Eat as much saturated fat as you can possibly get. Period. Okay. Why do I say that?
You say that?
I do say that.
Overeat saturated fat?
No. Eat as much of the fat that you can get in a day, have it be saturated fat.
There you go.
So the type of fat that you should eat, in my opinion, is as much of that being saturated fat as you can get. The reason for that, okay, number one, Dr. Michael Eads, I think it was Dr. Michael Eads, gave a presentation in Breckenridge.
It was so
last
good.
year. Something about a new
really
metabolic something or other.
Can
something.
we link to it? Is it
Yeah.
available?
Yes,
And
it
then
is.
can we link to Ken Berry's gallbladder talk?
I don't have
We'll see if we can
link.
find it. And we'll put it in
A
later.
new hypothesis of obesity is Dr. Michael Eads' presentation from Breckenridge last year.
I met him.
So
I got a picture.
the interesting thing about it is he basically lays out the mechanics, and the beginning of the talk is a little bit,
Woo! Right over your head.
but he's laying a groundwork. So try and see if you can understand enough of it so that you get what the point is.
Yeah.
And the point is, when he gets to the end of it, is you can look at the structure of a fat and determine whether it's going to be metabolically healthy or not for your cells, and specifically for your mitochondria, based on its structure, based on the number of carbons, the number of hydrogens, all of that. And almost without fail, the most healthy fats you can get are all saturated fats. Okay, that's number one. Number two, when your body has excess energy that it's going to store as fat, it stores it as saturated fat. Why would your body use a storage medium that would cause problems? And on top of that, people who eat more saturated fat tend to have less saturated fat in their blood, which is interesting. Having saturated fat in your blood is not a good thing, but eating the saturated fat doesn't cause that. Actually, that's eating more carbohydrates cause that, but we'll not get into that. That's point number two. Point number three, and this is the main reason why I personally want to have as much of the fat that I'm having as saturated fat as I can, is that last year, about this time, I did an experiment on myself where I did 42 days of only keto chow, and each week I was changing the type of fat that I was consuming. I started off with saturated fat in the form of heavy cream. Then I did polyunsaturated fat. in the form of grapeseed oil, which is terrible. It's what all of the experts tell you you're supposed to get. It's heart healthy vegetable oil. No, it's not. It is unstable, rapidly oxidized, hurts your body like crazy, extracted using hexane seed oil. It has to be bleached, it has to be deodorized. It's terrible. And it oxidizes like crazy. It's not good for you, but it's what everybody recommends because it lowers cholesterol, specifically LDL cholesterol. Depending on who you ask, the theory is that it oxidizes LDL cholesterol, and so your body has to take it out of circulation. Does that sound like a good thing? No, not to me. Anyway, so I did polyunsaturated fats. Then I did another week of heavy cream, because it's delicious. And then I did monounsaturated fats. Now, monounsaturated fats.
When did your plantar fasciitis come back?
My plantar fasciitis, which is a condition caused by inflammation, came back about 3 days into the polyunsaturated grapeseed oil.
Okay. And then it took like a month to go away again.
Yeah, and it was funny because I hadn't had any problems with plantar fasciitis for like 3 years.
2 or 3 years.
It was 3 years. So it came back after just a couple days of doing.
So it wasn't very nice to hear him whining again. Just kidding.
Well, it didn't get to the point where I had to put that stupid brace thing on my foot that holds my
you had to
foot
sleep
flex.
with that on.
I used to have to sleep with that because I'd wake up in the night and I'd go to the bathroom or something like that, and I'd take a step and I'd be like, oh, and I would fall over because it hurts so bad. Anyway, so yeah, my plantar fasciitis started to come back.
Which is why Keto Chow is so cool for experiments, because you could change one little variable and notice that big of a difference.
Yep.
So that was really good for you to learn that.
And interestingly enough, I was maintaining an exact 2,000 calories, well, within about 10 calories a day. So it was, you talk about tightly controlled variables. Oh, anyway, so I did the monounsaturated in the form of macadamia nut oil. It had the most monounsaturated I could find. Later, I discovered I could have done high oleic sunflower oil. I'll talk about that in a second. But so lots of monounsaturated fats, and that was interesting. And then I did, well, I wanted to do saturated fat again,
Emily had the same thing, plantar
yeah?
fasciitis, and she had the brace.
Nice. Yay, keto.
Yay, keto. Win-win.
So then I wanted to do saturated fat again, and as we talked about earlier, MCT oil is a confounder. It causes all sorts of weird stuff in lipid blood tests, in your cholesterol and all that sort of stuff, in your triglycerides. So I wanted to really confound things, so I used liquid coconut oil for all of my fat in Keto Chow. So remember, the upper tolerable limit.
So he had some disaster pants.
I did not have disaster pants. I had recently installed a bidet, and it was wonderful.
He had some.
It was awful. It was a week of. It was awful because liquid coconut oil is mostly MCT. Depending on the brand you get, it's anywhere from 50% MCTs to 90-something% MCTs. And upper tolerable limit's about 45 milliliters. And I was doing like 90-something a day. It was crazy. So, don't do that. I was really ready to be done by the end of that week. And then I followed it up with replacing all of the fat in the Keto Chow that I was eating with candy and soda. Not diet soda.
Real soda.
Real soda. I maintained the same 2,000 calories. Strangely enough, I had been losing weight the entire time up until I replaced the fat with sugar. And then I stopped losing weight and I started gaining weight.
Weird.
Yeah, weird. So, and it actually wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. I thought I was going to be like rolling on the ground going, ugh. But I think, I don't know, it just, it's an interesting test. If that sparks your fancy and you want to learn more about it, on the Keto Chow page, there's experiments that I've done to myself. And all of the data from that experiment is on there. Blood tests, DEXA scans, the whole deal. It's all on there, and it's written up with graphs and everything else. Yeah. So now let's get back to high oleic sunflower oil. So high oleic sunflower oil, I think I talked about this in a previous live, or maybe it was one of my 100 Days of Keto Chow. Anyway, they took sunflower oil, which is normally high in polyunsaturated fats, very low in monounsaturated, and with a little bit of saturated fat as well. Because all oils that occur in nature have all three. All of them have all three. Even beef tallow or lard, it isn't just saturated fat. It's actually really high in super good monounsaturated fats in addition to the saturated fat. But anyway, so regular sunflower oil, highly polyunsaturated, a little bit of mono, less saturated. Well, so they've modified the sunflowers. Instead of producing so much polyunsaturated, it makes a lot of oleic acid, which is a monounsaturated. It's actually the same stuff you get in avocado oil and in olive oil, which are both fruit oils, not seed oils, fruit oils. That's very important. And so it's kind of like olive oil or avocado oil, except that high oleic sunflower oil is also very low in saturated fat, abnormally low. And they did that because, well, the common wisdom is you don't want saturated fat. So they wanted to engineer something with a lot of monounsaturated, almost no saturated, and just a little bit of polyunsaturated. So that would have actually been a good thing to try compared to macadamia nut oil, but for the monounsaturated part of my experiment. The issue with that is I prefer saturated fat over everything else, and that's based on all the different tests that I did and the results and my body's reaction to the different types of fat. The best reaction that I had by far was to, blood-wise, not bathroom-wise, but blood-wise, the best reaction I had was to the coconut oil, which is almost entirely saturated fat. In fact, on the page, the experiments page, I actually have the breakdowns with a little pie chart that shows this type of fat has this type, has this breakdown, and blah, blah, blah. So my preference for the healthiest type of oil, given my body's physiological response, the amount of ketones, the amount of weight I was losing, the whole deal,
Come say hi.
my preference is saturated fat over anything
Put your
else.
head in here and say hi. Say hi to the
No,
camera.
that's your chin. There's your
A
nose.
little bit more.
There,
Hi.
now you've got eyes. So, my conclusion after that experiment was I'm going to try to use as much heavy cream with some avocado oil as I can. Just because that's super high in saturated fat. So, Brandon says oil of Olay. Brandon, I don't even know why we invite you on these things, because... and Brandon pointed out something. There's a movie called Fathead, and there's a follow-up called Fathead Kids, which is absolutely fantastic.
Oh yeah, you guys need to all buy it.
It is super good.
So great.
Even if, I mean, it's great to show to people who don't even care about keto, because it's all about
How your body works.
how your body
and
works.
And it's simply understandable.
It's very well done.
And it's really cute.
Anyway, in
Tom
Fathead,
Naughton.
Tom Naughton points out in Fathead that the guy who did Super Size Me, we're not saying that he's lying about what he said that he ate, but there's no way he gained what he did unless he lied about what he ate, in a nutshell. And he allegedly has the food logs of what he ate, but he won't release them. On the other hand, if you go on my experiments page, I've got a log of everything that I ate the entire time, along with all my biomarkers and everything else.
You're better than that guy?
No, I'm just saying I believe in science and intellectual integrity.
Babies love keto chow, by the way.
Babies do love keto chow. So do little kids. We had a lady come in who had a gastric bypass today. And she liked the idea, but she saw the blender bottle and she's like,
I can't eat that much.
I can't eat that much. I simply cannot eat that much. It would take me all day to eat that much. I'm like, oh, sorry. Her kid was like, Mom, buy some. Mom. It was so good. Because he tried the pumpkin spice caramel and the natural strawberry. He was like, this is so good. So, oh, there you go. Fathead. Good job, Brandon.
Link the Fathead for Kids video.
Well, the Fathead for Kids is only available to buy. It's not streaming
Put your
anywhere.
head in here.
So,
This is my other baby that's going to prom.
hello, forehead.
I don't do very well in song
Oh
ensemble.
no, I'm so sorry.
I mixed up all the words and
Well, were they all in Latin?
no, it was just in English. The verses are really similar.
She messed up in her vocal performance today.
That's okay. You're already locked in for Madrigal.
Yeah,
right?
she made the fancy choir. at
She
the
made
high
the
school.
team.
She
The
made
varsity team.
Madrigals. So that's exciting.
As long as I get past the GPH.
That's all right. Okay.
I'm sure you will, because you're smart.
Okay. Brandon just pointed out that his 5-year-old daughter, and I think this is hilarious, when she hears a blender bottle shaking, yeah, she will come and steal it. So.
It's like a Pavlovian response. Oh, here.
So, anyhow, with that note, we're done talking about
We're
what type
gonna-
of fat.
We're gonna be done.
Yep. So, thank you everybody for joining us. Now I have to really quickly get this editing and posted tonight.
We can go to Denver tomorrow.
Yes, because I've got to get it uploaded before we leave, because I'm not going to upload it using my phone while we're driving through the canyons of I-80 up to Wyoming and
in
then
the
over.
snowstorm.
In the snowstorm that I think is going to come. So, yeah. Okay. Well, thank you, everybody, and we will see you
Happy
next
ketoing.
Tuesday. Happy ketoing.
Hey,
and
keto chow.
what? Keto Chow what?
Sorry. I was thinking of our tagline. It's not just...
Keto Chow. It's not. It's not a protein shake.
It's a complete meal.
You think that's funny, don't you? Okay. All right. We're
Bye.
done. Bye. Oh yes. I can't just stop recording there. Hold on. Let me get out this thing.
Okay.
The keyboard.
Okay. Bye-bye. Bye-bye now.
Bye now.
Bye.
Okay.
Goodbye.
Ah.
Bye.
Oh my gosh.
Bye.
Here we go. There we go. Stop. Do I want to stop? Oh my gosh, I have to, so many things. Do you want to stop the live stream?
Goodbye.
Yes.
Goodbye
Goodbye.
now.